Just remember, everybody can hear what you say.
Shh. And we start the show today with my saying to Sheldon, shh, just remember, everybody can hear what you're
Well, can you hear me, Julia?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Because your mouth was moving in one of those movies
Oh.
there that the mouth goes and the voice
I-
doesn't, and the kung fu movies. I love those things. You look so cute. Anyway, how are you today? Week number 30.
Week number 30, and this week is Mental Health Awareness Week. So, we're going to talk about mental health today. And I really, really, really would love you guys to participate today and chat in the chat box or even join us in video and talk to us about mental health and coping and addiction, even because we were just talking before we went on air. On air. Jesus, my French is speaking out today. We were talking about mental health and addiction, how they pretty much go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, that addiction is a result of mental health and trying to cope with stuff in our
Well,
lives.
addiction is kind of a crutch that people use to cope. That's
Right.
what it is.
Right. So we would love to hear from you guys. We would love to hear your comments. The chat boxes are open. You can just throw in a comment anytime you have something to say. Or again, you're more than welcome to join us on video. I will post the link right now in the comment box. You can join us on video and come and talk to us about your experiences about mental health.
I don't know about you, but I know on Facebook yesterday there was a lot of people reaching out for a hug, and I know I was giving a lot of people like the virtual hugs because again, I know people are having a hard time, and now with things going up and down in the COVID world there, and it's so weird. I was actually listening to I think it's a radio announcer in Ottawa. He was talking that there's so much stuff out there and it's not clear, like, do you do this, do you do that in your personal world? Do you have 10 people over? Can you have people for Thanksgiving? Can you not? Even the stores, like, people are so up and down right now too. So again, that is taxing mental health in itself because you're not sure if you're doing the right thing, right? So I've lost your voice.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So COVID has been making it even harder for people who are struggling with mental health, and has even, made people who are not struggling with mental health. It has created an issue with a lot of people because we are missing the connection. We are missing the person to person contact and the hugs, like,
Yeah.
the hugs. Like, it felt so good when I went last week and all masked up and everything, of course, but hugging my mom was like, it felt so good. It's you don't realize, but it's really isolating us. And
Yeah, it is, and it's causing a lot of issues. I mean, I have to go for an appointment today, and I'm going to be walking by the office, and I said, should I knock on the door? Should I stop? It's like, I can't even think like that. It's just,
I know.
it should be, I'm going to check in, see how she's doing. But right now, you're not even sure.
Yeah.
If you should or shouldn't, or just do it on Zoom, or that's ridiculous, really.
It is.
That's the way it's become. I actually did take a walk to my mom and dad's yesterday too. It felt good to walk and see them because
Well,
I haven't been
exercise is
over.
always good, like to help with your mental stability and mental health. Walking is just amazing. Any exercise that kicks
Mhm.
out the endorphins and everything is a big help. We went for a hike yesterday.
I was just gonna say, Mike, where?
Oh,
And it's
we
like
went
6 kilometers or something, right?
we did about 6 kilometers, yeah. And I took all the three kids. We just took off. We went near Finch. There's the forest there. I can't remember the name of the forest, but there's a little
La Rose.
forest.
It's not La Rose Forest. That's
No,
Castleman. Okay.
no, but it's near Finch.
Oh,
Finch, and so we drove over there, parked the car, took the dog, and we just went and went and went for 6 kilometers,
uh-huh.
and it was a lot of exercise, really good for the kids, lots of fresh air. The dog was so happy, like I mean, she was free,
Yeah, of course.
and so it was a lot of fun, and the kids were like the forest looked really eerie, and it's Halloween
Mhm.
season and it was kind of spooky, so they were all like, oh mom, I saw a silhouette over there, and their minds were playing tricks on them. And but so yeah, I think I'm gonna do that more often. We used an app called All Trails,
Okay.
which gives you all the trails that there is, like everywhere, like you know so you can find a trail pretty much anywhere and go hiking. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I
Good
can
for the
imagine.
morale.
Well, like I say, even being out, even for us, like I hadn't been out to the property for almost a month. And I went out last week and I don't know, just stepping out there and seeing all the colors and the leaves, and it's just so amazing being out in nature. It really makes a big difference.
It does. You connect in a different way.
Mhm.
So we would like to know, people, what do you do to cope with or to keep mentally healthy in this pandemic? So what are your tips? What are your tricks? What do you do? We exercise, apparently. Well, not exercise, but walk.
Yeah, walking, and I do gardening. Like I mean,
Good.
I've still got gardening stuff to do too, to clean up in the back, the front, all over. There's always something to do in the garden, and that's therapeutic too. Whether you're planting or picking weeds, or
Well,
again,
touching the ground, like having
Mhm.
that's wholesome.
Yeah, for sure. And just listening to the birds and just, I mean, there's often times that I'll say, I'm just going to go out for 5 minutes. 5 hours later,
Yeah,
you come in.
yeah.
And, yeah, that's how that works. Now, there is something else that we can all do for therapeutic reasons. Right now, the Cayuan Gallery, it's such a beautiful place. Like, I mean, it's amazing. You walk into there and it's like you're stepping in into a different world. They've got a Fall Fest show on right now, too. And I just actually let me just yeah, it's on till October 17th, and
Okay.
it's on Fridays and Saturdays. I'm just going to refer to my notes because I did do a little bit of searching yesterday. From 10 to 5, Fridays to Saturdays till October 17th. And of course, it's showcasing a ton of local amazing talent. But it's just, I don't know, you step off of Fifth Street through that door and you feel like you're totally in a different world. So, I mean,
Art is always
it
uh
is.
something that you can even, it does something whether you're doing
Mm-hmm.
the art or you're just looking at the art. It has a way to speak to you and
Mm-hmm.
soothe your soul, so yeah, just go and have a look at all the nice. I know friend Jane McLaren purchased a piece at that gallery, at
Mhm.
that show that's going on right now, and it was just simply so beautiful. Like, I forget the name of the artist now, but that piece, like, I wanted it. Like, I wanted to go and steal it from her wall. It was so gorgeous. It really spoke to me.
Which one was
Um,
it? Wasn't the flowers, was it?
oh, I can't remember.
This
I'm gonna try to
the
find it because it was so gorgeous.
I know
Um,
there's one, Tracy Davis, the owner, was saying when I walked in, she says, as soon as the picture went up, it got sold. And I told the artist now to paint another one because everybody seems to want that painted.
oh, it probably was that one. I'm gonna go on Jane and check it out, try to find it because it was just so gorgeous. It was really beautiful. I
But
asked
it
her who the artist was too, and she gave me a name, but it's not well-known name
yeah,
that, well, not that I had heard before. Yes, it is the flowers. I'm
it
looking at it
is,
right now.
right? And it's a kind of a long one, eh?
Yes,
I know
yes.
exactly which one it was. It was still hanging there. Yeah, it's because I love stuff. Oh yeah, there. That's it.
Look at that. Isn't
It's
that
beautiful.
gorgeous? It just instantly makes you feel happy,
Yeah, I mean,
right?
again, you look at it, you know it's flowers, but if you look deeper, there's all. I'm sure you can see all kinds of stuff in there, as you
Uh-huh.
can in any art.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just really gorgeous. I'm gonna find the name of the artist because it's just it needs to be told.
But
Here.
what's nice is it's not just paintings in there. You've got, you've got sculptures, you've got stained glass art, you've got jewelry, you've got all kinds of stuff, and of course it's all for sale. So that's even nicer. So
Okay, Laura Stevens.
yeah, she's not a name that I know.
It's not a name that I know too from Cornwall, unless it's a married name and she changed her name. I don't know,
Yeah.
but it's not a name that I recognize. But it's But speaking of recognizable names, there is Alan and Audrey Bain. Right now, there is I'm going to share my screen again. There is an auction going on. They're doing an auction for, oh Lord, I can't remember everybody that's benefiting. Let me see
I
here.
know it's Be the Link is benefiting, isn't it? It's something to do about
No,
that.
it's not. It's okay. Maison Baldwin House,
Hmm.
Hospice, and the Art Center are the
Okay.
beneficiaries. And there's about over 70 art pieces that are on auction right now on this Be the Link website. So you can go to bethelink.net and then click on auction on the menu. But Alan and Audrey Bain, as they've been a really well known name in the area, and the paintings, they're just gorgeous. It's look at this. I'm just gonna click on one to
Well,
show.
I've been at their place. I've had quite a few little tours and visits with them, and their house is just full
Yeah,
of it
look
with the
at
both of them, and they both have such different styles too.
yeah,
So
yeah. It is. It's really fascinating to see how both of them have kept their own style.
yeah,
Even though they've been painting together for so many years. Um, Alan's style is so unique, I
well,
find.
Alan is watercolor, I believe.
Yeah, a lot of watercolor.
Hmm.
But anyways, it's just gorgeous and it's a good cause. And the pieces are currently, like, the bids are not too high. It's going on until October 15th. So it's your unique chance to win something, a beautiful art piece for a good cause and not a really high price tag. So
No, that's wonderful of the two of them to do that.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah, they're a super couple. They're such nice people.
yes, they are, and they won awards and all sorts of things. So they're
Yeah,
very well known.
yeah.
So that's that
Well,
for the art.
I don't see any comments.
I don't see any comments either. People, what are your tricks and your tips about the mental health? How do you cope? Um, how do you stay sane?
You know what it is? I think they're all sleeping. That's how they cope. Hopefully they'll get up soon and talk to us.
Yep. Um, so our very own Melanie Brule is hosting a whole bunch of talks and conversations about mental health today. This week, not today. Well, today
Oh, nice.
also, but this week. So there's going to be 6 talks starting tonight at 6 p.m. And it's on Instagram. So you can follow Melanie at Melanie Brule on Instagram, and they're going to be Instagram lives. I'm not sure if that's going to also be on Facebook at the same time, but the main platform is Instagram Live. And so on Monday, you have Sarah Reynolds, a psychiatric nurse, who's going to be talking. Tuesday is our very own Angel D'Alessio, who's we've just started last week, Mental Health Matters. So little tidbits of capsules, mental health tips of the week, which is coming later in the segment. Then on Wednesday, Olivia Tischler, which is a grief counselor, is going to be talking. Thursday, Sean Secors, a social worker. I know Sean. I've seen Sean. He's terrific.
Okay.
Cindy Dorr, arts counseling. So we're talking about arts and how arts can help you with mental health. Like sometimes you just need to get it out, and sometimes it's just getting it out with paint on a piece of paper, even if it's abstract. It's just, therapeutic. So Friday it's that, and Saturday I'm not even going to try to pronounce that.
Posy Fest? Is
No,
that
the name. Shalavid Simcha Cohen. I hope I said that right. Posy Fest. I'm not sure what that is, but listen to Melanie on Instagram every day at 6:00 to find out.
I do hope it's going to be fed through Facebook as well, though, somehow, because I'm just not an Instagram person. I know you were kind of saying that it's a total different beast to work around. So
there's so many social media platforms. Like my editorial this week, I don't know if it's posted on The Seeker yet, but I kind of dabbled with TikTok because I wanted to see what the fuss was all about and see what my kids are all, hooked on, because kids are pretty much hooked on TikTok these days.
Oh yeah, my daughter too.
But and I had concerns because what happened is a few weeks ago there was something that happened where a guy who went on Facebook Live committed suicide on Facebook Live, and then that video was kind of spread everywhere on TikTok, and it was kind of hidden sometimes. Like there was malicious intent from some of the people who were posting the video, because at first it was just a video, and those were removed right away from TikTok, but then they started reposting it with like something different at the beginning, so you wouldn't know that it's coming, and then it was the video of the guy shooting himself. So kids would be watching this little video of let's say a little cartoon character. It starts like that, right? And then boom, the video of this guy shooting himself would appear. And so I had major concerns because I didn't want my kids to see that. Like, can you imagine? Like, my 16-year-old saw it, and he was totally shaken up. So my little ones, I got off TikTok for a few. Like, they just got it this week because now it's kind of gone. I haven't heard about it or seen it since then. But anyways, I'll make a long story short. I went on TikTok and I started seeing what the concept is. There's so many different social medias. Like, you don't even know where to go as a business too. Who do you go with? Do you go with Instagram? Do you go with Twitter? Do you go and they're all slightly different, and they all have slightly different audiences and different purposes. Anyways, TikTok is very interesting. It's a funny place. And I can see how people waste hours and hours and hours of time. Like, you were saying about gardening before. TikTok is the same. You just go on, and then 4 hours later.
I find Facebook is just as bad. Like, you kind of go in, like with us, like I'll go check a few events, and it's like, oh my God, like 3 hours later, you're still in there.
But this is so much worse because it's like little 15-second videos or 30-second videos, and you're just swiping all the videos, and you're just like, and they're entertaining. Like, a lot of people are entertaining on TikTok, so it's kind of
my daughter, 2 grandsons, she sent me a whole series of TikTok videos they've done, and we were laughing our heads off. They were hilarious. It was so funny.
Yeah.
But
But
I know
it's
at first, many like a couple of years ago, you were really worried about TikTok too because it was the platform where kids were challenging each other to do stupid things or
oh well, it
something.
still is.
Yeah, but I mean, at one point, you didn't want your kids there because it was really bad, like bullying and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's probably still there, but it's changed, obviously.
Yeah, now my daughter is turning 12 in a week, and now she wants Snapchat.
Oh,
I don't know. Like the
I
age,
know.
it's like Facebook, the age is 13. And
Mm,
Snapchat is another like misunderstood, well, for me, an old person,
yeah,
I
yeah,
kind of don't get it. Like I just you know, my son has sent like hundreds of thousands of snaps to his friends, and I'm like, why?
yeah,
It
yeah, I
makes no
know. My
sense to
uh,
me.
my
He
daughter,
snaps a picture and
yeah,
you know
my daughter and my youngest, like they had some Snapchat going for months. Like they'd Snapchat, and it was like just keep it back and forth, back and forth.
yeah, yeah,
I don't know. She installed it on my phone too, and it's like I think I used it once. It's like,
yeah,
what is the
yeah,
point of this?
yeah. I
But I don't know. Like you say, there's so many social platforms, and LinkedIn is another one. I mean, that's for businesses, and you
yeah.
can spend a lot of time in there.
Hmm.
So which one do you choose?
Yeah,
Some
I
people
think
no.
as a business person, like the thing would be to probably select one or two and to focus
Hmm.
on those two. The most, the most beneficial for your business. As a person, like I don't know, like if you end up being on all social media platforms, that's all you'll do all your life. Like
Yeah.
you'll just be on that and not have a real life. You're just living virtually, it seems,
But you know what? The problem is with Facebook or any of those. Just one sec. It's not COVID, it's acid reflux causes me to cough when I'm talking. I find Facebook is sometimes it causes a fake picture of people's lives. Like you go on and like everybody's life is so perfect and it's all positive and this and that, where really it isn't. And I
Hmm.
find for mental illness, that can cause a lot of people to get mental illness because they're going, well, how come everybody's life is so much better than mine? They compare. And
Yeah.
there's been a few incidents that stuff like that has happened. You go, well, everybody's having a much better time than me. What's wrong with me?
Yeah.
So it can work both ways.
Yeah. So, um, but I mean, some people actually cope with mental illness by doing TikToks or,
Hmm.
you know, it's a way of, I mean, I think the kids are probably in this pandemic, especially, that's probably one of the things that helps them go through.
Yeah.
Like, I know my son is very political on TikTok. Like, God love him. He's so political. Like, I'll
Oh,
show
yeah.
you the TikTok that I I got the most views on,
Oh,
and it's
did you?
actually a duet with my son. So I'll show you this.
Okay.
Coochie man.
But it just goes to
Okay,
show
I'm
you
going
how,
for it, right?
like, it's so silly. Like, it's just
Yeah.
so he did the political compass to see where he's placing in if he's a conservative or liberal and stuff,
Mhm.
and he did 3 of those, and he's super super liberal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, he's Bernie socialist. Like, it's
Okay.
like he's like actually more than Bernie socialist. And so I'm a little more conservative than he is, but we're kind of in the same area when it comes to politics. And so he does a lot of debating and talking and TikToks that they're all political, 16 years old. So I'm kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say for a 16-year-old,
Oh,
that's pretty
he's
special
yeah.
because that's not
He's
usually
got
what
his
they
life
do.
plan, like, really well set up. He wants to be a lawyer, and then he's going to become a judge, and then he's going to go into politics, and so he's got his life path well planned. I'm proud
And I
of him.
don't
He's
know.
he's really good.
Yeah, knowing your son, I think he'll end up doing that too.
Oh
I
yeah, he's totally.
I know it's funny because I have a cousin that she always wanted to be a lawyer, and I remember her father saying, "You'll never do it. It's not going to happen." Guess what? She persevered. She just retired as a lawyer, but she was a lawyer for many, many years. It's amazing when you put your mind to it.
Okay, so I just received a text saying that St. Joe's has gone on lockdown.
Oh
Not sure
no.
if that is true or not, but we'll be investigating that and seeing what's going on. Maybe it's a drill or
Maybe
something.
after we watch that video.
Uh,
After what? Julia's and Mateo's video? No. Oh, no, that. Yeah, I'm just
no.
kidding.
Anyways, yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that and see if we can find some information as we are live right now. But
Yeah,
we'll check
because
it
if anybody can find the information, it'll be Julia.
out. Yeah. So mental health and addiction. So I know we're going to talk about more serious stuff now, and hoping that other people are going to join in and talk about that as well. So there's a lot of addiction in my family. There's a lot of mental health issues as well. And like I said before, they go hand in hand. I'm
Mm-hmm.
happy that some of the people are finally getting help, so that's good to hear. But some people are still sabotaging, self-sabotaging, and that's one of the big things that people do when there's mental illness.
Yeah,
Um, we're so fortunate here in Canada that we have this whole healthcare system, and there is more and more healthcare for mental health. Like we have a fantastic center here that
mm-hmm.
gives a lot of resources. I think you've used some of the stuff for some of the people in your life too, and I
Yeah.
did too. Like I said, Sean
Oh, yeah.
Secors is one of the people that I've seen in the past, and fantastic guy. Um, but we're fortunate. So we just have to reach out and get the help, you know?
And that's the key. Like, there's a lot of help out there, but you need to reach out and get it, and you've got to be willing to change your life because nobody else can do it for you. Because I know we've both been there. We both had many conversations about that kind of thing. We pulled our hair out over and over and over, turned blue in the face talking about it, but inevitably, the person has to do something for themselves and
And
reach out.
that's the one thing that is so hard. So we talk
Mhm.
about mental illness with individuals who are suffering from mental illness, but then there's the people who surround the people
Mhm.
who are struggling with mental illness, and then those people have to watch their mental illness because it's very difficult um to support somebody with a mental illness. So
It is. It's a complete snowball effect, and the person in the center doesn't always realize it. But like you were saying, sometimes they do realize it. They're just not willing to do something. But inevitably,
or it's just it's not even so much that they don't want to do anything about it, it's just that they can't do anything about it. They're
Mhm.
so stuck in a rut of
Yeah.
self-sabotaging and self-loathing
Yep.
that they think they don't deserve the help. They think they don't deserve to be
Yep.
loved. They think they don't deserve to live. They think they don't deserve to, all that stuff. So
Yeah,
So
so I
yeah, it
mean,
becomes
they get to a place where, they have a good job, they have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, they have their life is going smoothly, and then all of a sudden they pull
they
the
mess
rug
it
out
up.
from underneath themselves because they feel they don't deserve this kind of life.
Yeah.
And then they're back in that rut where they're feeling sorry for themselves, and the drinking or the drugs or the addiction starts again, and it's just a constant road like that until
Yeah.
they can do something to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we can support and help, but we can't do anything more than that. And actually, this in November, we have a really good new columnist started. Her name is Christine Lavoie, and her column is called Change in Action, and that's exactly what she's talking about. You have to change what you're doing, and there's always a deep rooted problem that starts all this. And you can't just put a band aid on it. You've got to deal with that. You've got to find what's causing it. You've got to put, salve on it and fix it. Because if not, it's just going to get more and more and more infected.
Yeah.
And it's just going to spread. So,
Yeah, you got to be willing to do the work. You got to be willing to take a hard look at yourself
mhm.
and analyze all this stuff, and it's uncomfortable. It's not a
Yeah,
pleasant feeling to look at all this and admit stuff. So, and we all have, like, we're all nutcases.
I was just going to say, like, we all have issues. We just sometimes need a little bit of help and some tools to deal with them. It's not
Hmm.
like there's not cases. It's not like, don't say that. It's not like there's something wrong. But I mean, we all have different stresses in our lives. Nobody's life is completely perfect. There's
No,
always ups and downs.
no, and
But
we're all carrying luggage from
yeah,
our lives and our childhood and
yeah.
everything,
But
and
sometimes
so
you just have to reach out to get some tools to be able to deal with stuff. That's all.
mhm, mhm, yeah.
I know I've done it many times, and I know you have too in different scenarios. So,
Yeah. So, if you have any tips or coping mechanisms that you use to keep your mental health healthy, please comment or join us on video and come and talk to us this morning. We're talking about Mental Health Awareness Week, which is this week, October 4th to the 13th, I think. Um, and just call, not call, but comment, and we'll talk to you. I want to give the number for the mental health crisis line.
hmm
They have a toll-free number, so if you're ever in a crisis or need to talk to someone, you can give them a call at 1-866-996-0991. I'm going to post this number in the comments as well, so you can have it handy if you need to talk. I've
hmm
called them before because I was having issues coping with my addicts in my life.
yeah,
Some of the people, because like I was saying, it's really hard to see somebody self-sabotaging. Like, I'm gonna so my brothers were both addicts, and there was a lot of issues. Like, again, it comes from a deep cut in the childhood that they
yeah,
did not want to look at and that they carried for their entire lives. They're both deceased now, but so, it's hard to look at somebody you love and see them destroying themselves. It's a hard thing to watch. As a parent too, it's like something really hard to look at.
oh yeah, definitely is.
So sometimes, like, the hardest decisions I've had to made in my life was to ask my oldest, some of my kids, to move and get out of the house because I could not endorse the behavior they were having. Thank God they're doing well now. But,
hmm
um, watching them destructing,
Yeah,
um, was like the hardest thing to watch. And not being able, like, especially me, because I'm such a control freak, like, me.
no, not you.
So especially in my shoes, watching this and being totally unable to do anything, whether it was with my brothers or, you know, or my kids, they have to fall. They have to hit rock bottom on their own,
Yeah.
and you can't force them to see what you're seeing, and it's super hard. So I called the mental health crisis line a few times because um yeah,
Yeah.
I needed to talk,
Again,
and you know.
figure out how you're going to deal with the situation. I know, because sometimes you want to just pick them up, shake them, and say, "What are you doing to yourself?"
Mhm.
But I
Mhm.
mean, you can do that all you want, but
Doesn't
until the
matter.
person acknowledges that they have an issue and need to work on it, there's nothing you can do. And
Right.
we've had this conversation many
We
times
have. We have. I
over the years.
remember like years ago when you were struggling with some of your people,
Yeah.
and I wasn't at the time because my people was not old enough. But I was telling you, you know, you gotta let them fall. You gotta let them, you know, and then I got in your shoes, and then I would call you and say, you know, what do I do? And so yeah, but it's good to have like a person that you can lean on that's going through the same kind of thing with you, which is, you know, groups like Al-Anon
Hmm.
are a good place to go to if you are. It's a good place to try, you know, if you want to meet people that are going through the same kind of thing as you are. Um, there's
Yeah.
groups.
Well, Al-Anon is for people who are living with somebody who has an addiction and
Yeah.
an illness, right?
Yes. Yes. AA is for the person who
Yeah.
is struggling himself, and then Al-Anon is for people who are living or dealing with somebody
Yeah.
who has an addiction, and that you can't, you know, that you can't help. They have
Yeah,
to help
because it
themselves.
makes you feel like you're not dealing with this by yourself. Both groups
Right. Right.
make you feel
Right.
like you're not dealing with whatever you're going through by yourself.
Yeah. And Al-Anon has a lot of meetings that are online as well, so you don't really
Mhm.
have to go anywhere. You can just take meetings online. I don't. It's it's a different format. Like I need advice, and Al-Anon is just about talking, and
Yeah.
they're not really giving advice. Actually, they're not giving advice.
No.
It's just about, you know, sharing your experience. And
Yeah.
but there's some groups like I'm a member of a couple of Facebook groups that you know, you can go in and discuss, and there's some, you know, opinions, not necessarily advice, but you know, like, oh well, I see it this way or I see it that
Mhm.
way, and maybe if have you tried this and have you tried that. And so that's also there. No
Yeah.
anonymity there though, because you know it's a Facebook group, so you're not really anonymous. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, one thing can work for one person and
yeah,
something different.
exactly. It's
Everybody is different, so there's no one thing that's going to work for everybody.
no. Some
Trial
people it's
and
just a
error.
friend, you know. It's just
Yeah.
yeah. So whatever works.
Yeah, and I haven't seen any comments yet, so they're still sleeping. And it's where are they all? It's 20 to 11. Okay,
I
get up.
know. I
It's time to
know.
get up now.
So I am going to, on that note, go and play our mental health tip of the week,
Good idea.
and we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Angèle Delacio from the Canadian Mental Health Association with your wellness tip of the week. Balance. Living life with peace and harmony. How to achieve it? Create time for things you have to do and want to do. For more information on wellness tips, visit our Facebook page at CMHA East or our website at cmhaeast.on.ca.
There you have it.
And that's a really great tip is create balance.
Yeah. So I have no problem creating time for things I have to do. It's the thing that I want to do that's kind of a
Yeah. Yeah, we both have that issue because we seem to find ourselves in front of our computers working a lot. But I mean, you know what? You have to admit, over the last while, we both been able to kind of create some kind of balance. Because I mean, I would have never seen you going for a hike with the kids and the dog.
Yeah,
And
I've been doing a lot of things with the kids. I am trying to create more balance, you know. I am trying to pull away from my computer and do things like I find that I'm looking at my 25-year-old, 26 now actually. So I'm looking at my 26-year-old, my 19-year-old, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, darn, the time goes by so fast. Like it's so fast. That I want to savor every minute with my little ones.
yeah, well, you've got a grandchild too, and I've got two little grandsons, and they come on Skype, and I'm going, "Oh my God, they're two little men. You can have a big conversation with them now." Like,
He started eating yesterday, my Lise.
oh,
He started eating 4 months. I'm like, stop growing already.
Wow.
I told my son, I said, you got to tell him he's got to stop growing until this pandemic is over.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right though. They grow up way, way, way too fast. I mean, my baby's 23, and my daughter, what, she's 20. Is 27 or 28. It's really awful. I can't remember. And my oldest is 32. They're my babies. But you know what? They'll always be our babies.
Of course.
It's so scary. Time really flies.
Of course.
Enjoy it.
So I got word that the lockdown is real. I still don't have a lot of information about what's going on and why there is a lockdown, but apparently it is real.
Wow, so scary for the students and the parents, especially not knowing what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, talking about going on,
yes.
Are you planning on going to the Pumpkin Inferno at Upper Canada Village at all this year? Because that's going on.
I'm considering it. What's your take on trick-or-treating? Like somebody had posted something about if adults can go through drive-thrus, kids can go trick-or-treating. But I mean, to me, it's a completely different thing because first of all, you don't go to 50 drive-thrus all in one, like in a couple of hours, and I would think, although some people have set me straight and say that employees are not washing their hands regularly or doing more precaution as they should, but apparently it's still not happening. Anyways, what's your take on trick-or-treating?
You know what? I don't even know what to think of that this year. I mean, like with you, you've got little ones that are still into that. I mean, I don't, but I don't know. I don't know. Like, is it going to be allowed? Can people go trick-or-treating, or is that kind of something that's not going to happen this year? Where are they at with that? I know the Optimist Club are doing. Are they still doing their drive-through event?
Yes. As far as I know, the drive-through event is still happening. Now, the only question is whether or not there's going to be walk-ins available or it's going to be strictly drive-through. So
yeah, and that's kind of sad because if it's strictly drive-through, that's going to take away some options for a few people that don't drive.
Right. So I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. Like, I mean, anything can happen between now and end of October. It's only October 5th, and who knows, right?
Yeah, everything is changing. Everything keeps changing.
Yeah.
So
what do you guys think about trick-or-treating this year? Are you planning on giving out candy? Is it business as usual, or are you opting for a different way of handling Halloween this year? We're doing at my house, we're going to be doing a Halloween buffet. Like, we're going to make all sorts of concoctions that are going to be Halloween themed, like, sausage fingers that are like deadly, or
deadly sausage fingers. Okay.
eyeball eggs, or like, I don't know. I have to yet find a menu for all my little things that I want to do, but we're going to do that. And then we're going to dress up here. We're going to do a candy hunt in the house.
Mhm.
And then we're just going to watch horror movies the whole night through until we fall asleep.
Well, that's a good idea, though, and it's just going to be with your immediate family, with the
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah. Hmm. And then there's Thanksgiving. Like,
Oh
what
my
do we
God,
do for Thanksgiving?
I don't, like on one hand, they're saying, and it's so up in the air when you listen to the health units and stuff. They're saying, you can have Thanksgiving just with your immediate family. And I was actually just listening to one before we came on our show, but then on the other hand, they're saying, but you don't want to leave older people alone. Invite them in, and then they were saying you kind of have to use your own discretion. Just have very, very small gatherings.
Hmm.
Because family gatherings are different too. Like, I mean, our family circle is 6, really. It's not even 10. Like, there's like me and Sheldon, my mom and dad, and my sister and her husband. That's our family. But then you have other families that their family bubbles really will be like 20 people.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what they're trying to avoid is bigger get-togethers. So there's
But
no,
you would have Ryan and Bella too. Like, I mean,
well, we don't see Bella at all.
okay.
Come over anymore. She lives with her mother. And yes, Ryan is here, but it's 18 years old, going on 19. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
We don't even know half the time if he's here or not.
So I got word from St. Joe's that it was a mechanical issue and it is now over. So sorry for worrying anybody if I did. Apparently it was a mechanical issue. So I don't know how that works.
Issue. Wow.
Lockdown for mechanical issue. I don't know. Anyways, it's over now.
Well, at least it's nothing too scary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow. No, I don't even like Thanksgiving too. Like, I don't know how people are going to deal with that again.
Yep.
If you want to give your comments, go ahead, but you may not want to give comments on that kind of thing because you don't want to say the wrong thing either. Facebook is very touchy these days. You got to be very careful what you say, what pictures you post. Like,
yeah. Well, I know. Like, in Quebec, where my mom is right now, they are on a red alert. So they're actually, everything is closing for 28 days until the end of October. Everything is totally closed. Like,
so you mean what? Like, you can only go out if you need to go to the grocery store? Like bars?
Yeah, bars are closed. Restaurants are closed. Cinemas, gyms, like everything is closed for until the end of October. I think you can still do takeout. I'm not even sure about that though. So yeah, they're strict. They're really, really getting strict. And I think Toronto has some stuff that are some measures that are a lot stricter than here too. I think the gyms over there are closed. And things have been walked back here too. So we'll see where it goes. But
yeah, guys, keep wearing the mask wearing. Yes, I know some people don't believe in it and they don't want to do it, but still that is keeping people safe, especially if both people have a mask on.
Speaking of masks, like another big news we didn't talk about, Trump's got coronavirus. What a surprise.
Released tomorrow.
Oh, Sheldon says they're releasing him tomorrow.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Like, my guess was that he was going to make a miraculous recovery in a record time. Nobody has ever healed from the coronavirus this quick. I got the best coronavirus. Nobody has better coronavirus than I do. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that he's going to be released tomorrow, and he's probably going to be all healed and ready to go. Like, he's going to be like, see, it's nothing.
Oh my God. If that's the case, that's going to cause another interesting scenario.
Yeah.
But
watching a close eye on the elections down south, hoping for the best. Well, the best for what I think is the best anyway.
Yeah,
50% of Americans disagree with me, but
yeah, yeah. Everybody's got their own opinion, so.
Mhm.
But I'm not as heavily as into the politics thing as you are. So,
Yeah.
but then I'm
Um,
not married to an American either. So that makes
yeah,
a
it's
difference.
there's never a boring day in America. I tell you what, it's
Exactly.
mhm.
But like say, everybody's got their own opinions. Sheldon's got an aunt who's in the States, and my brother and sister-in-law from my previous marriage live down in Florida. So I mean, they all have their opinions, and that's the way it goes.
Yep. Yeah, it is what it is.
It
Like
is.
like Trump would say, it is what it is.
Yeah, I saw that one too. Oh, geez, you just never know, eh?
Yep. So I want to make a few little announcements before we go. So you're not even aware of this right now because it happened yesterday, but so we have a calendar of events on our website that we try to keep updated at all times. Like right now, there's nothing on it. If you go, I'm sorry, I apologize for the lack of events, but that's because I have changed the hold on, I'm gonna try to put it on.
You've changed the format?
I've changed the format because so I've been having a lot of comments and messages and feedback that things were not working. Like people were trying to go on and update or put events in, and they
Mhm.
were having issues. Like, and every time there was an upgrade on that calendar, there seemed to have been like it was not displaying properly. Like we've had a slew of problems with it. So
Yeah,
now
technical issues.
yeah, technical issues, and so it's really important that this works properly if we want people to go and add their events. So you just click on the button add your event here, and now it's really simple. You're not going to have any problems. You just fill out all the information, click send, click publish, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's publish, submit,
Submit.
and then your event will be right on our calendar.
Now, does it go right on, or does it have to be?
This
Like,
one, it goes right on, so I'm gonna be keeping an eye on it to make sure that nothing that's not accurate goes
yeah,
on. But it's just a much more friendly looking calendar and easier for people to go and submit their events. Because
yeah, and that's if as the easier it is, people will go and do it. Because
right,
I told you so many times, if I go somewhere and it's complicated,
yeah,
I don't do it.
yeah. So that's number one. Number two is our hold on, I gotta find it now. Uh, here we go. So our community draws this month,
Yep.
our community draw is at Freshco.
Yes.
So we're going to be drawing $500 from Freshco at the end of the month, or rather the beginning on November 1st will be the
Mhm.
draw. You can buy your tickets. They're $10 each, and there's a maximum of 50 tickets. So to be entered in the draw, you can buy one or two tickets, maximum two, $10 or $20. You send an e-trans. Actually, you can just go right here on a website and do the community draws and just add it to your cart, and then you'll be entered automatically. Side note, the Seeker does not make money on these draws. We take 50 tickets at $10 each. That's $500. We give the $500 to Freshco directly,
Mhm.
and all the money will go to the winner. So that's happening this month.
Yeah, and this is a way that we can try and give back to the community because all the businesses are suffering. So this is just a way that we thought it would help.
Yes, and Freshco is such a community orientated
Yeah.
business. They give back to the community a lot. They let people, like, there was a Tampico dinner with the Optimist Club recently. They let them use their parking lot. Like, they're really, and they give money all the time. So a good business to support.
Exactly. I just wanted, before I forget to, there is another fundraiser going on for the Agape Center, because of course the Agape Center cannot have their normal fundraising, which is usually dances and things like that. So they've come up with a draw ticket. You can win $10,000. The draw is going to be December the 18th. And the tickets are $20 each. There's 3,000 altogether. And you can buy them at the Agape thrift store.
Okay. That's good to know.
Again, it's just a way to give back. And like I say, I did the hunger awareness challenge, and they do help so many people, and they need help as well because they have no government funding.
Yeah.
Their funds, and a lot of people think they do, but their funding comes from proceeds from the thrift store, donations from the public and grocery stores, and fundraisers. So please help them out.
Yep, that's a good one to help. And also, Crafting a Cure is going virtual this year. They're doing a beer box fundraiser, and you can get yours for $65. You can just order online. That is proceeds to Junior JDRF and Optimist Club of Cornwall. So that's it.
No, I just want to mention one other thing. Mrs. B's has come up with a really, really nifty idea. It's called BYOB. Julie goes, really? You can bring your own booze to Mrs. B's craft store?
I would look surprised, but I'm not, because I know what it is.
No, there's an ad in the October Seeker that's actually going to be coming out in the next day or so. I think it's on its way back from the printers, is it not? I'm so anxious to get it back and
be here today or tomorrow. Yes.
Get it distributed. Anyway, the BYOB is bring your own bubble. And Mrs. B, Barb from Mrs. B's, was the one that initiated this concept. So before or after store hours, you can call the phone and book your time for your bubble, anywhere from 1 to 10 people. And you have the whole store to yourself with you and your bubble.
But how does that work now that they were told to stay within our household? Like, we don't have bubbles anymore.
Shoot, you know what? That's a good point. Because I see what has happened is a lot of stores have jumped on this too.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the other day they changed it again. So you know what? That's a very good point. Anyway,
well, I'm not even sure if it's just a mere suggestion at this point, or if it is like, do we have to do it? Like, I'm not even sure. I think we're gonna get clarifications today at the press conference, but
well, that's just it, mere suggestion. Because I was listening to the health minister, the one that talks with Premier Ford, and she was saying they're saying this, but they're saying to use your own discretion. So really, it's not black and white. There's a lot of gray area there. Like, is this the rule, or can you do what you feel is right?
Right.
Like,
I don't know. We'll get some clarifications and we'll let people know.
Yeah, because Thanksgiving is coming up fast next weekend.
It is. All right. Well, I think that's it for today. People, you need to engage more. You need to comment. You need to talk to us. You need to come on video. We're going to line up some guests for next week's.
Yeah.
For the next weeks. And so.
And please go into our events section on our calendar and
for your events.
For events, then, because we can only find so much, and there's things are starting to happen, but it's hard to find everything.
All right, so have a super week
and a super duper day,
and make sure you stay mentally healthy.